Welcome. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to live chat. We're throwing it up on a Thursday instead of Wednesday this week because of Valentine's Day. Hopefully, you guys saw my notification yesterday. I sent out a post on here, like a comment you can do, and then I sent out something on Instagram. So hopefully, you guys saw that. We didn't do live chat on Wednesday, but we are still on. I think this is week 11. I'm starting to lose count of doing live chats, so pretty stoked that we've kept it going this long. First off, I just want to thank you guys for so much feedback last week. If you were in the live chat last week at all, or even dropping comments after the fact, after it posted, there were tons of comments. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys. It was really constructive feedback. Some of it easy to hear, some of it not so easy to hear, but good overall. Even the stuff that was kind of talking about things I could do better or things I suck at, you guys were really helpful in that stuff. So really grateful that you guys were in it. That helped a ton. So go ahead and drop a comment. I'm seeing Luke's in the chat, it looks like. What's up, Luke? Good to see you in here, buddy. We had an epic day today at the Bird. It's one of those best days you could hope for at the Bird where there's hardly anybody there. They didn't have a powder alert go off in the morning because there wasn't a whole lot really overnight. In fact, it started snowing at 5 a.m. this morning, it looked like, according to Open Snow. And from 5 a.m. until I think 8 a.m., there was 5 inches of snow, 5 inches of fresh. So that was pretty sick. So got up there with Austin and Evan pulled out the long lens again. If you saw the last video we posted, he shot some really cool stuff at Solitude with the long lens, his Canon R. And he was up there again today with a Canon R5, I believe. So we got some really cool cinematic shots. And we filmed another top to bottom video mic'd up with this guy. So pretty stoked that we got this. We got a proper lapel mic to capture some really good audio. So I was mic'd up for a bit today. And so far, looking at the footage, it sounds great. So pretty stoked at that. It just kept nuking all day today. Just free refills. Literally, we stopped to go back to the car at one point around I want to say 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30. And at the end of the day, we went back to the car going through the same area that we rode. And you couldn't even tell that we rode there because it was all filled back in and completely untouched snow, which was just wild. So sick day at the Bird. There's going to be, I'm repping the Bird a little bit today to celebrate because it was super fun. But there'll be a full edit for that next week, probably late next week. And then I'm going to drop a top to bottom video tomorrow. You guys seem to like the one that I did at Solitude. So we did that again, but mic'd up this time. And it was a super windy day. So it was a great day to test out this little guy. We ended up going with the DJI Mic 2. Shout out to Ken Dong. If he's not in here, maybe he'll be in a little bit later. But Ken Venmo'd me some money and it was like, hey, dude, we should get you some mics. So really grateful for that. Was going to get the package that comes with 2 of these and a receiver so that you can use it with other cameras and stuff. But I reached out to DJI just for the heck of it and was like, hey, I want to film a comparison video doing the GoPro versus the Osmo Action 4, the GoPro 12, that is. And I said, it'd be cool to test out the mic. Could you guys send me one? And they just sent me one. So I didn't have to buy one, which is awesome. Hey, there's Ken. Speaking of Ken, sweet. So Ken, dude, thank you so much for the funds for a mic, but they will go towards something else, I promise, for the channel, dedicated just for the channel, because DJI sent us this for free, which is super sick. It's just this transmitter So we only have one transmitter and we don't have a receiver or anything. But this does sync directly to the Osmo Action 4, which is really cool. It's super easy. You just go into the settings and hit a button that says connect wireless mic, and this syncs up pretty well. And so far the audio seems really good. And even if you get away pretty far away from the camera and it drops out a little, this has internal recording, supposedly. I haven't actually checked yet, but I think we recorded today with internal recording. So pretty stoked to see how that does. But yeah, so shout out to Ken. Ken Dong's the man. And all you guys are awesome. As I was saying right when I started this, it's just overwhelming to see all the feedback, all the positive support in the last chat that we did, and just tons of comments. I mean, I'm even getting comments like yesterday or today on that live chat that we did, just people commenting. So really appreciate the feedback. I think the biggest takeaway that I've had from all you guys' feedback is that I just need to switch up the format a little bit, you know. I think we're going to do more of these top to bottoms, mic'd up. We're going to try to do some stuff that's a little bit more appealing to the masses, like maybe some top 5 lists or maybe even a top 10 list, stuff like that. I'm definitely going to do a how to snowboard at Alta video. Like a tour guide. Basically, I'm just going to walk you guys like in hand on how to get to Alta and snowboard Alta during the season legally, if anybody's interested in that. And yeah, I think I'm going to do some more lists of like essential things for the backcountry or essential things to not do in the backcountry, stuff like that. I think maybe more of that content hopefully will just appeal to more people. And maybe we'll do some videos talking about camera settings and stuff too, because there's been some requests for that, or some tutorials on my editing process and whatnot. But anyway, super grateful again for all the feedback. You guys are awesome. We're going to keep this going. And we're just tripling down on it, as we said in the last live stream. And we're going to keep going full steam till the end of the season. So drop a comment from where you guys are tuning in from. I see Red's in the chat. What's up, Red? He says, yo, how is the snow in Utah? It's been awesome today, dude. So good. Sleeper pal day today, for sure. The bird didn't really report anything in the last 24 this morning because they couldn't. There was nothing until like 5 a.m. And it just snowed like all day from 5 a.m. until like 2 p.m. or maybe even later. I stayed until 2:30 with Austin and Evan. And it was still snowing when we left, but it was kind of tapering off. But it was fantastic. And by the way, Red, I was on the warp today. So definitely had a little bit of the experience that you've had. Red just got a lunar warp, for you guys that don't know. It looks super sick. He got a carbon fiber top sheet, kind of like the dark side version of the warp. Mine was just the traditional white top sheet, white glossy. But it was super fun today. It handled a lot of the bumps and chunder really well. And it felt like a really good platform for landing drops and stuff and airs. So, oh, and another thing too, like in the tight trees, we went through this section called bobsled at the bird, and it swivels on a dime on your heel side, especially because the heel side effective edge, the radius is a lot tighter than the toe side edge, to give you a little more power on your heels, because it's harder to edge on your heels. So it was super sick. I hope you liked the warp as much as I liked it today, Red. Oh, and speaking of Red, Red's up in Boise, and I'm trying to plan out some dates to come up to Idaho and ride bogus. I think it'll probably be the only thing I can do for the first trip, but I'm looking at March 23rd. It's a Saturday, potentially to be up there and visit the in-laws with my wife and Arthur, our kid. So let me know, Red, if you might be around March 22nd, and if potentially you could maybe get some passes for us. I don't know. it probably will be just me riding up there, going solo, filming and whatnot. But I'm stoked to hit up Idaho. So that's a possibility, March 23rd. And then for March 14th and 15th, somebody requested a meetup last week or the week before, I forget which. So that is still potentially on the calendar, March 14th and 15th here in Utah, doing one day at Solitude and one day at Park City. As we get a little closer in the next like week or two, I will try to make that finalized and put out as many posts promoting that as I can for you guys. If anybody's in the area and you want to meet up and shred, met up with one of you guys randomly at the bird today, by the way, which was pretty sick. But yeah, so moving along, we got Brennan Perugini, if I'm saying that right. How soon are we from seeing a lunar split board? That is a good question, man. I wish Austin or Sam were here. If they chime in, we'll definitely get a better answer for you. But I know it's coming. In fact, there has been a custom or two split made for somebody who requested one already. There's been a split landing craft that I know of. I've seen it in person, which is super sick looking. And I'm pretty sure Austin on the back burner has a dark side split in the works. He has a board set aside. It's already pressed. It's just not cut out that he's going to turn into a split. And then there's definitely plans to make a dedicated split. But if I had to put a timeline on it, I'm only kind of guessing compared to what he could tell you. But if I had to guess, probably not looking at it until like next season, early next season, for it to be like maybe on the website, for example, like ready to go. But if anybody wanted to order a split right now, custom, I'm pretty sure that can be done for sure. But as far as like one that's just kind of like in the line with the other shapes, I'm guessing next season. But I don't know for sure. We'll have to ask Austin next time I see him, or if he or Sam jumps in the chat. I don't think he's going to come by in person tonight. He was hoping to, but we kind of rode a little bit late today, unfortunately. So that set him behind in some of the work he had to do in the shop, I believe. But it's a good question. Yeah, Red says, I believe Austin has a split. Dan probably knows more about it. Yep, but not a ton. We already said what's up to Ken. Ken says, for sure, please use to raise the stoke of board progression. Thank you so much. Again, Ken hit me up DM and said, hey, I want to send you some money for Mike. Super cool. We actually got one for free from DJI, but we will use those funds towards something else. I think we might just save it up to get a really nice mirrorless camera. I would love to shoot more stuff, kind of like Evan did in the last video and like he shot today. Without being dependent on other people's cameras. And I've got a little Sony that I shoot for like studio stuff, but it's really just like a tripod camera. It's not very good for anything moving. It has a rolling shutter effect. It's a Sony ZV E10, and it's fine for just stationary shots, but been thinking about upgrading to something better for the summer. So maybe we'll throw the funds towards that. But dude, thank you so much for that. Ken says 18.7 thousand subscribers now, up from 16.8 from last week, right? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we had 18.6 last week or 18 point something last week. That would be sick, but I don't think I'm gaining like 2K per week. That would be nice. Believe me, I would love that. But we kind of started the season around 16, if I remember correctly. So it's been a little bit slow, but we'll take everyone we can get, guys. If you're not subscribed, obviously, please hit the subscribe button. But if you're in here, I'm guessing that you are subscribed. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Red says, I really dig the resort reviews. Awesome, man. Has helped me figure out the order I would hit the Utah resorts when I make it down to SLC. Sweet. Love that, dude. Thank you so much. I apologize, guys. I have not put out a resort review this week or for a few weeks for that matter. But I promise, we are releasing one next week. We're going to be doing Powder Mountain. So keep it a secret. But we're going to be finally doing the Powder Mountain review video. It's going to drop next week. And I've been kind of hesitant to put it out there, honestly, because I've had such an awesome relationship with Powder Mountain in the past. I love that place. But there's been some controversy this year. Let's be frank. If you guys are following the news at all, then there's some changes happening there. And a lot of locals aren't happy about it. So that's been something that I've had to weigh in on my review of Powder Mountain for sure. But that's going to drop next week. And after that one, we've got Snow Basin left and the ski only resorts, as well as Beaver, Cherry Peak, and Eagle. So I think that's it. Oh, and Nordic. Got to get to Nordic too. So glad you're digging those. What else we got? Red says, taking my warp up tomorrow. Super excited. That's so cool, man. Is that the maiden voyage? I guess it is. He says, I'll see what I can do. Oh, I guess you mean about Bogus Basin. Yeah, dude. I hope you love it. I will say it took me a lap or two to get used to it. The first lap, the tail felt different than the dark side, and that shorter radius on the heels felt different, obviously. But after like 2 or 3 laps, I was just like in love with it. I thought it was awesome. So yeah, I really hope you like it, dude. But definitely give it like a full day to enjoy it. I mean, obviously you will. You own it. But yeah, it was super sick. So I'm getting a text from Austin right now. Let's see if he's actually watching. Oh, he says he's on the way. So we can ask him in person when he gets here, how soon we're getting a dark side split. So that's sick. Hopefully he doesn't surprise Celica too much when he arrives. But yeah, that's pretty dope. What else we got here? Alfred Menaggio says, love the content. Just got back from Brian Head today. Sweet. Got some powder in the morning. Nice. So Alfred, how is Brian Head today? How's the conditions? He said you got some powder in the morning. We talking like 3-4 inches? We talking double overhead? I think Brian Head's had a pretty good season, it seems, the last like month. I keep seeing on Open Snow them talking about Brian Head getting pretty good snowstorms, like sometimes 14 inches, 15 inches. So it's been kind of tempting to try to drive down there. I really want to get down there for Eagle Point, but it's tough because they're only open on the weekends. But yeah, how is the snow down there? Chris Hawkins says, does Arthur have his own snowboard yet? Kind of. He's got a hand-me-down Burton Riglet board that Austin is in possession of right now, but Austin was given that from Trace, who used it for Elam and his daughter. And yeah, I think as soon as Arthur can stand by himself and walk, pretty much, we're going to try to get him on that. He can walk right now, and he can walk holding your hands. Like if you hold on to both his hands, he walks like very fast, very quickly. And even if you hold on to like one hand, he can walk, but he doesn't like it. And he gets like really antsy and like angry, and he wants to hold on to the hands. So I think it's only a matter of time. But yeah, he'll hop on that. We even got some little snowboard boots for him. But yeah, pretty stoked on that. Pal Ninja, what's up? Today was epic. Yeah, today was epic, dude. Where did you ride today, Pal Ninja? Yeah, I hope it was as good as at the Bird if you weren't at the Bird. Digital he says Snow Basin was awesome today. So good. Heck yeah. That's sick. All right. Yeah. I'm going to hit up Mark, my homie at Snow Basin, for next week, I think. I've been talking to him saying, like, dude, when can we come up? When should we come up? But he's like, I wouldn't come up just yet. So, Digital, was Upper Mountain open? That's the question. It seems like the last few times I've been there, Upper Mountain's been closed, and I want to ride Upper Mountain. There's so many good hits up there, so many good chutes and cliffs and the cirques and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's super sick. Mup says, dude, thank you for helping me fall in love with snowboarding. I love hearing that, man. That's so sick. I've been going twice a week since November, and now I'm trying to get hired in town so I can go more. Dude, that's amazing. I love hearing that, man. I mean, yeah, snowboarding is the best. So that's really cool, dude. I'm so happy to hear that. Like, comments like that alone make this all worthwhile, this whole journey of YouTube and everything. So thank you for that, man. I'm gonna hold on to that one. That's sick. Where is your hometown, by the way? You said you're trying to get hired in town. Where is town for you? Are you here? Are you somewhere else out west? Are you back east? Are you out of the country? Yeah, I would love to know. At home literacy says, Sam said Austin will try to hop on soon. Nice. She said Austin has made a split board, but they do not have a production version at this time. Yeah. Yep. Sounds right. Dave FS in the house. What's up? What's up, Dave? He said, bro, it was awesome today at the Bird. Yeah. Mineral Basin was deep in spots. I bet it was, man. I didn't actually get back in Mineral today. I thought the visibility might have been a little bit poor, but we hit Peruvian, the Cirque, and Gad Valley, and it was all awesome. He says, I was riding up Peruvian and could have swear I hear you dudes throwing the U. You might have. There's a good chance. I mean, there are probably a lot of U's being thrown out today all over the mountain, but I think we were probably throwing them out just as loud as anybody, if not louder. Yeah, that's rad, dude. Sorry we didn't bump into you, man. We were definitely hitting Peruvian most of the day until like 1 o'clock, and then we got over to Gad Valley and then hit some Gad 2. Yeah, the trees were awesome today. Like, even just like on piece was awesome. Got a couple really good drops. That big rhino horn cliff next to Gad 2 we hit, which was awesome. Landed a tame dog today. First landed tame dog of the season, so I was super stoked on that. Had amazing, like, thigh deep spots in the Cirque, I'd say. Yeah, it was an epic day today. So that's awesome. You're up there, dude. Red says, I'll be at Tamarack when you are in town, but I'll work on a pass for you. Oh, bummer. Yeah, I was hoping that we could maybe catch a lap or two. But yeah, thanks, dude. He says he'll be in touch. That'll be sick. A weekend after that weekend, let me know if you might be available. We haven't set the date in stone, but that's probably looking like a good weekend, maybe the best weekend for us. But it would be cool to catch a lap or two with you if possible. But I understand if it doesn't work. Alfred Maniago, sorry, says just a couple inches today. Not too many people. Good vibes. Nice. Yeah, dude. Okay, at Brian Head. Sweet. Yeah, that's the way it was the Bird too. Like, it was so under the radar. There was like nobody up there. Walk on laps all day. I mean, I think the longest we waited was in the tram queue, and at the tram we got on like the third tram. Once we got in line, we had to sit through, I think, 2 trams maybe before we got on, and that's the longest we waited for anything all day. So that was really cool. Yeah, glad Brian Head was uncrowded as well. That's sick. Yeah. Okay. Beaver, of course, says Pal Ninja. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot, dude. I should have known. He was at the Beeve. The day was spent in the White Room. Yeah, dude. That's sick. How many inches would you say were up at the Beeve today? I'm curious. And would you say there's enough base like everywhere now to pretty much rip anything at Beaver? If so, might have to have a battle to decide whether to go to Beaver or to go to Snow Basin next. Very cool. Mark Torres, what's up, Mark? He says yesterday was a sleeper powder day. A few inches at Brighton made it easy to ride Millie for the first time. Nice. That's sick. Are you saying it made it easy for the first time? Or are you saying you rode Millie for the first time? Like, have you ridden Millie before and it was difficult? Or was this the first time you rode Millie? I think you're saying it's the first time you rode Millie, but that's awesome. Very cool. I love Millie. Millie's like my favorite area, I think, in Brighton. I mean, I really like all of it, but oh man, I've just had so many good top to bottom runs on Millie. Yeah, that's sick. Dusty6996 says, do you miss Shrimp Town Skate Park? Dude, throwing it back. Good question. I do. I really do miss Shrimp Town Skate Park. I kind of would call it my local park, but it wasn't really my local park. It was like 45 minutes away from my house, but it was kind of close to my work. When I say kind of, it was like 20 minutes away from my work. So I'll go up there during my lunch breaks back when this channel was called Lunch Break Skater. And I love skating that park. That skate park was so fun. It was made by Spawn Ranch company, which makes a few skate parks. They've made one here in Salt Lake called I don't know what it's called, but I guess it's just in Holiday. They built a new skate park in Holiday, and you can tell it's got kind of their vibe, with like the way the features are built and like the colors and stuff, but it's very tight. It's a very narrow, skinny park. It's just linear back and forth, and it's cool. It's really good, but yeah, it's no Shrimp Town. Shrimp Town like had a little bit more space, a little bit more variety. But dude, I totally miss that skate park. And people like Austin just don't understand. I tell them about, skate parks like that, and all he's hit are like the Sandy Park out here and stuff. And most of the skate parks, like 95% of the skate parks here in Salt Lake, you can tell were just built like around the turn of the century, probably like late 90s, early 2000s, maybe like even earlier than that. And skate parks have just come so far since then. But anyway, yes, I do miss it. Kind of miss skating a little bit, but this happens every year, right? As soon as snow season starts up, I get on the snowboard and I use my free time, the time that I can to ride anything up in the mountains. And unfortunately, skateboard just kind of falls by the wayside until the summertime again. But I love skating. In a perfect world, I'd skate half the day and snowboard the other half of the day. But then there'd be no time to do anything else. Like hang out with my family, which is, definitely a priority now. Digital says, we'll be at Beaver tomorrow. Nice, to Pal Ninja. Sweet. SBF says, when you hitting bogus? Potentially March 23rd. Yeah. So Digital, if you're up in that area, it'd be sick to catch a lap or two. Ideally I would like to do it on a day that you guys could meet up and shred. But Red said that might not be a possibility for him. So that's the tentative date right now, that weekend. But hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't work for you guys, definitely hit me up on Instagram and let me know like another weekend that it would work. So it sounds like Austin has arrived. You guys will give me a second, okay? I'll let Austin in. Hey, so can you let Austin in? Oh. Sweet. Oh, you need a chair. You want to grab it? Yeah. Go grab a chair. The gray chair's out there. So I was not sure he'd be arriving today, guys. So I didn't save a chair for him. Yeah. Maybe we'll just make him stand. Sweet, perfect. Yeah.
I'm gonna not knock over your setup.
That's fine. There you go. Grab that for you.
This is where I tumble.
Perfect. Oh yeah, dude. Every time. That's your
That's my MO.
That's your MO. That's your trademark.
I'm as tall as you.
Look who's here.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Scooch in.
Yeah.
So, question of the night.
Question of the night. We got a question of the night.
Yeah, for you.
Oh, for me.
How soon? Let me scroll up so I don't misquote it. How soon are we from seeing a lunar split board? I mentioned that you've already done a custom for Johnny.
Yeah.
So a few in existence.
I've got a split board or two. We've done a couple. We actually bringing in some new equipment into the shop. It's here. We're assembling it, and it's going to help us kind of be able to produce split boards with a little bit more efficiency. They have tighter margins for air, and those inside edges are really important to stay parallel. We just wanted to be able to consistently produce the same product. So we actually have a board that I've designed that is from the ground up a split, and it is a all mountain directional twin. So it has a setback. Is it going
to be a different shape?
It looks a lot like the Rover with a slightly longer nose. Cool. We wanted something that, like, the landing craft as a split is incredibly fun, but it is pretty rare when you're just going up in powder, right? Like the landing craft is a really fun powder board. And so if you're finding low angle on like super deep days, and the landing craft just doesn't provide enough versatility for variable conditions. When it comes to when you're in technical terrain.
That's a good point.
The Curiosity makes a really good platform for having a split, and so does the Dark Side. The Dark Side would make an excellent split. However, going back to looking at what I would like to see technically out of a split is that versatility, right? Of having something that has maybe a little bit more traditional tip and tail, something that we can put. Skins can easily be installed on a wide variety of them, right? So that's one thing that there's only a couple sets of skins that work on the landing craft, and on the Dark Side, the same with those unique tails. And so you can put like the notches in, but we kind of want something that's gonna perform. When you're riding from summit to base, you're gonna hit wind scuff, you're gonna hit ice, you're gonna hit when they're not perfect days. So
it kind of just occurred to me with the Dark Side, the way the tail is shaped, wouldn't it naturally already have like kind of notches?
If you're using the cleats, it works pretty well. If you're using the ones that are like the bars, it just depends on how adjustable the skin is. That's like how much adjustment you have down that the tail, right, of the skin. So we are working on split. We've had a lot of questions about splits, and I've spent a fair amount of time writing on a couple and trying to think about, we can make a split in any variant, I think, except for the warp. I don't think I'd make the warp in the split because the one ski wouldn't be balanced in touring. It would have the wrong outside edge.
It doesn't make sense.
But I kind of wanted to start at like, a platform of its own. if you're interested in splits, always reach out, and that's where the conversation really starts, right? It's like, we've had
I guess their question was more like, is there going to be a production line split? And if so,
there will be
any ETA on that.
Yeah, there will be. ETA would be like to probably actually see it just, live on the site would be next season. To have an early adopter would be potentially a month or two out, a couple months, right? And it is really nice when we get people who are interested in kind of the things that we're working on behind the scenes, because it gives us the opportunity to bring the ideas to life before we otherwise might have time. For.
Very cool. So hope that helps. All right, where are we at?
How's the conversation otherwise tonight?
It's been good, man.
Nice.
Yeah, really good. Talked a lot about the snow today.
The snow, yeah,
that was fantastic.
The snow was good.
It's
good snow.
Red says weekend after I should be in town. Would love to catch a lap or two with you.
Oh heck yeah, you're gonna be in SLC.
No, sorry, you missed the whole first part of the conversation.
I was busy.
Celica and I.
Raise it up.
Yeah, hitting the
boop boop. What do you got this thing on a gimbal? So cinematic. Yeah, so somatic.
Celica and I are trying to pick a time to go up and visit her parents in Boise.
Cool.
So I said, might as well try to link up with Red and anybody else who's up there.
Nice.
And get some laps at Bogus. He also said he might have a connect on tickets.
Bogus? It sounds like you're being led on a wild goose chase. Try to go to Bogus.
We got jokes here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've never heard a Bogus Basin joke about the name ever.
It's the least skied resort in North America.
I mean, it's a good way to keep people away.
Yeah.
They said that Red said, I believe they limit tickets too. Kind of like Pall Mall. So maybe Pall Mall needs to rebrand to like Lame Mall or something.
Yeah.
To compete with Bogus. But anyway, March 23rd, potentially I was looking at, but he said that he's going to be busy that weekend.
Oh, okay.
So, the wife's chiming in.
Potential Bogus days,
316 or 323. Yeah. 314 and 15. I guess it's the same weekend. Somebody asked if we could do a meetup down here.
Ooh, cool.
So that's a little conflicting potentially, but we might just roll with one of those two. If either of those work for you, Red, let us know.
I don't know how far is Bogus, right?
The 316. I mean,
what is the drive? Is it like 4 hours?
It's like 5 hours to Boise from here.
That's right.
But yeah, Red, chime in and let us know if the 16th or the 23rd would work. Well, you already mentioned 23rd, kind of doesn't. But yeah, we'll probably end up doing one of those two. I'll let you know if we change it up though. Mark says never rode Millie, but the powder made it less intimidating. Nice. He rode Millie yesterday, and so
nice.
It was a little sleeper with some snow.
Or he rode Brighton yesterday.
Yeah,
Brighton, cool.
Yeah, well, Millie and Brighton, but yeah, he rode Millie in Brighton. Been loving the live streams, by the way. So very cool. Thanks, Mark. Love to hear that. Yeah, dude. Oh, my favorite comment. Like, I love all you guys' comment, by the way. I shouldn't say favorite comment, but a great comment. I got to read it back. So it was from Mupp. He said, dude, thank you for helping me fall in love with snowboarding.
Cool.
I've been going twice a week since November.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Right?
Heck yeah.
No, yeah. It's dope.
You can't bleep me.
That made me pretty happy. Fine. HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I love all these comments. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm glad that you're digging the live streams.
Very cool.
I've been enjoying doing them.
And 2 times a week, man, you're going to be progressing.
Yep. Faster than us.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Yeah, today felt like my first day back. It was.
This guy looked good on the board today. He looked more like the Austin of old before the collar going break, before the snap.
I feel like the rust is knocked out now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really fun to see you ride today, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Dusty says Laurel Skate Park is a great park too. Yep. Yeah. Laurel Skate Park is
transition park. Ooh.
But a great vibe, even though it's in Bmore. Yeah. Charm City is awesome. I've been there a bunch too. It's pay to get in. It's an indoor park though, and it's mostly wooden. It's like all wooden.
I've never
features.
ridden a wooden park.
It's cool. It's very forgiving, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Wood gives, as you can imagine, versus concrete. But yeah, Charm City's awesome. And Laurel is very cool too. It's made by the same people, made by Spawn Ranch. Oh, it's that kind of a stream?
Yeah, I'm getting warm under this light. You got me all.
Yeah. Well, you were wearing a puffy. So
I was wearing, well, it was cold outside.
Yes, it was cold outside. Correct. Outside. Yeah. But yeah, Laurel Skate Park's made by the same people who made Shrimp Town. So that's why Laurel is pretty sick too. It's got like some cool granite rock like features built into it and stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Granite rock features. Man, I'd like to see what's Andy
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Andy Anderson.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Really fun to watch.
Old edit of his where he is like his commute to work, the coffee shop or whatever.
Yeah.
He rides through the dirt and like down some like hard trails. Yep. So cool.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, look up Andy Anderson, but I'm sure most of you do if you skateboard and or watch YouTube. He's amazing. He's like legitimately the next oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank now. Godfather skateboarding.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Help me out.
I can't think of his name. I just saw his name too. I'm not in a name lookup space.
I can't believe I can't think of his name right now. Literally invented the kickflip, invented it. Rodney.
Thank you. Gosh, I kept wanting to say Ian, but I knew
that's
it wasn't.
embarrassing.
Yeah, Rodney.
He's like one of my favorite skaters of all time. But for some reason, Rodney, I'm sorry, I didn't remember your name for a second. But yeah, he's like legit. Breck says B-Shide 06. All right. I don't remember if we asked a question earlier. But I guess you're a Breck. Yeah. Cool. How is Breck these days? Doing well, I imagine.
This is Breckenridge.
I'm guessing. Yeah. It's got to be. What other Breck would it be?
I don't know. I didn't know about Bogus.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to catch up.
I know. It's fine. And we're glad you're here, buddy. Pound Ninja says easily a foot. Nice. They reported 5 inches. He's talking about at Beaver Mountain.
Oh,
they reported 5 inches at 6 a.m. and it nuked nonstop till noon. Nice. Sounds like what happened here. It was bottomless. Backside is officially good to go again.
I loved that this morning had
another 14 inches possible through Sunday.
This morning they had posted 5 inches, and then they updated it when the lifts opened.
Did they?
Yeah. So it was 5 inches overnight, and then at 9 o'clock they re-updated it to 7 inches. It had snowed, 2 inches since we'd gotten there, and then it absolutely nuked.
So did they put out a powder alert?
They did post that there was snow falling. It was like going to be a great powder day. There's already been 7 inches that have fallen this morning, and I think that was like around 9 a.m. that they put that up. Well, but it wasn't.
Whatever they did, it didn't make things crowded. So
people were already at work.
Awesome. Yeah. Whatever they did, it wasn't enough to bring the crowds, and I'm thankful for that. Yeah. Very cool. Sounds like Beaver's sitting nice right now. Another 14 possible through Sunday.
And at Beaver, what a low traffic, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how good that is.
I know. Yeah. So should we try to schedule a trip next week? Could you?
I probably can't.
All right, guys, we gotta get this guy up to Beaver. I don't know when, but man, that sounds awesome. 14 inches.
Yeah. I mean, but what will the 14 inches be like at the end of next week? But there is another. It looks like a pretty similar storm pattern coming in next week.
Is there? Good. That's awesome to hear. I haven't looked at the long-term forecast past tomorrow.
Okay.
So I honestly don't know. Wes Watson says aloha from Texas. Nice.
Wow.
Right on, dude.
Nice.
How's the POW down there?
There's a couple mountains in Texas, aren't there? Like North Texas.
I'm not sure.
Because you got Towson, New Mexico, and then I had a friend I used to work with who grew up in northern Texas, and I want to say he had a resort that he would go to. I don't know the name of it, but let us know where you can ride in Texas.
Yeah, Wes, do you ride in Texas? Is there anywhere to ride? I know like some parts of the state can get snow. I don't know how much, but very cool if you can. Red says, Austin, thank you for the warp. Looks phenomenal.
Ah, yeah, man. It was so fun to build. And I'm really glad you like the little custom nose tag. That was really fun to do. Yeah, it was that board turned out great.
It's beautiful.
And I mean each board always holds a special place in my heart. But that one was a lot of fun. You were a ton of fun to chat with and work with and all the stoke. So yeah, man, it was a pleasure. Thank you again.
And thanks for the yet another sticker order and the t-shirt order. He ordered a long sleeve tee just a couple days ago. So hopefully you got the stickers along with the board. I joked that sticker order came with a snowboard, but it's a very expensive sticker.
Yeah.
Very expensive sticker.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So, dude, thank you for that. And yeah, I hope you love the board. He said he's riding it tomorrow.
Oh,
so
yes.
Super sick.
Can't wait to hear about it. Dan wore the warp today.
I know. I mentioned it and it was amazing. Yeah. Absolutely loved it.
Thanks, man.
You guys will see it in the next video. You'll see it in the top to bottom video that we filmed today as well.
I can't wait to see
drops tomorrow.
Video. I'm gonna be pestering him to see it.
This guy filmed. Yeah, this guy filmed it. We did a top to bottom at the end of the day from the top of Gadzoom back down to Peruvian, which was super fun to do. Mic'd up. If you guys didn't hear earlier in the chat with this guy, we got a mic. So pretty stoked. We got some crispy audio, even in the storm. And dude, I looked at the footage. It sounds awesome.
It sounds good. It sounds good.
It sounds really good.
Sweet. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I was somebody kept calling me repeatedly
really?
when we hit the top of Big Emma.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, I really hope it's only the mic recording.
That's
and I'm
hilarious.
Like, hello.
I'll give you a little sneak peek, a little sneak listen, guys. Maybe you can hear this.
Oh my gosh.
Get to the trees a little bit. Oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Ride the shoulder some more.
Yeah, so you guys can't see it, but you will see it, obviously. But Austin is like, I don't know, 20 feet away from me, maybe.
Not even, dude. I was on like.
Well, at that section.
Oh, yeah.
But there's spots where he's like shoving the camera up my. Almost. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm like completely pointed away from him. I'm downhill, right? My face is downhill. The wind is hitting us in the face, and you can hear everything I'm saying, even though he's behind me with the wind, coming at us. So,
oh man, that sounds so good. I cannot believe how good that sounds.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It doesn't even sound like we're outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's very cool. And it was gusty today. It got up to like 35 mile an hour wind gusts today, and the audio came out super nice. So
I mean, yeah,
stoked to drop that video tomorrow.
And it's picking up your riding sound a little bit. I can hear the snow in that, but it's cutting the air.
Well, there's like a noise canceling function which I didn't use, and everything I've seen online of people using it sounds kind of muddled and like you're on a cell phone a little bit, kind of like the AirPods when I use the AirPods with the GoPro.
Okay.
So I didn't use the noise canceling, and it does pick up like a little bit of the surroundings, which I like, especially for snowboarding. Like, yeah, you get to hear like some of the snow under the board and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm pleased. It sounds really good. So super sick. Roland's in the house. Rolling in.
What's up, Roland?
Rolling in with the super chat.
Oh,
thanks, buddy.
Let's see here. What mirrorless cam is your buddy using? Nice.
Roland says, boys, I'm a bit late tonight, but here's some lunch money. Thanks, dude. Last few vids have been dope. Loving the new footage. What mirrorless camera was your buddy using? So, yeah, Evan was using a Canon R. I think just the original Canon R. And then today he said he borrowed a Canon R5, I believe, from somebody. Didn't he say that?
Yeah, and it was shooting well. I got to see a couple clips on the hill,
sweet.
And it looked really good.
Nice.
He was shooting with, I think, a 200 millimeter lens, and so he was shooting with a long lens. We got some really cool post
Mhm.
up, like long run shots.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the tandem.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Through Tunnel of Love. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yesterday
We
was
made that tunnel
Valentine's.
lovely.
Yesterday was Valentine's.
Oh
Day.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude,
I know it does thumbs up if we give it a heart. That's a terrible heart shape. Never mind. It didn't do the thumbs up either. there it is. I don't understand that feature, but I like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it.
I don't know if I like it, but yeah, it is. It's there if you want it. But anyway, yeah, Roland, that's what we're using, the Canon R and the Canon R5 for the video that drops next week. And the follow cam, just like raw unedited tomorrow that I'm dropping, is with the DJI Osmo Action 4. This guy right here. Yep. So it works super flawlessly, by the way, it seems, just based upon first time using it with the mic.
And who loves the motion blur from the ND filters? I do.
I've heard a few people say the same
the last
thing, yeah.
edit, I'm a big motion blur fan. And
I think I'm a converted fan now too. So I might ask you to borrow some actually for the GoPro.
Okay. Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Because they should fit, right? The ones you have.
Yep, they're all compatible.
So that'd be sick to borrow those for the next video to do with the GoPro 12.
Absolutely.
Because I think to give it a fair comparison, we gotta throw the
NDs
filters in
yeah.
there. Yeah. Because I think that might be giving the DJI the edge a little bit.
Do you think the ND filters are helping with your new color grading too?
Nah.
No? Okay.
I don't think so, no. Because the colors aren't that even based on the exposure we're getting. Whereas with the GoPro, it's pretty much an even color grade across all the footage.
Okay.
Unless it's going from like a really sunny bluebird day to like super cloudy and storming all in the same day.
Okay.
For the most part, from shot to shot, color grading with the GoPro is easier.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
I'd say. Yeah. But I can get really good results out of the color from the DJI. It's just a bit more work, I think. But yeah. We're almost at 9 o'clock. We're going to try to cut it off around 9 o'clock. Ish.
I think your last one was Mr. Texas. He said no riding.
Yes.
No riding in Texas, one ski. Oh, no, actually. Bogus is skied less. Mountain America.
Bogus is the less skied mountain in America? Question mark. Question mark?
Maybe.
I figured it would be the Yellowstone Club.
The Yellowstone Club, or the
Cameron
new one
says.
in
What's up, Cameron?
The new one in Eden. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, we also missed one. Dang, I get 2 times a year.
2 times a year.
So
hey, that's still good. Any time of year, it's
in Texas. Yep. And Brennan says, super looking forward to that. You got the right ideas. Park City was great today. Thanks for putting me on to Canis Lupus. Nice. Did you ride Canis Lupus?
Awesome.
Sick.
Man, I bet Canis Lupus this season is pretty primed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, last season was all time though.
Oh, that's right. I mean, the season I rode it was not rideable. I didn't get to ride it. So.
Oh, that's right. You haven't.
I haven't been in the pipe.
Yeah. Canis Lupus was super sick last year. I mean, just like massive walls, but they had like 200 inches more than their average snowfall.
I can't wait till we make it up to Baker someday. And they have something very similar at Baker to Canis Lupus.
Yeah, I'd like to, but not this season, right?
No.
Not this season. For Northwest.
If anything like 2014, next year is going to be amazing.
Sweet. Then we'll plan it for then.
Yeah.
Digital says Dan Beaver tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
I would love to, man. Believe me. But going to be working on the top to bottom. The top to bottom.
The top to bottom.
Teleporter.
Yeah, to get to Beaver. Tomorrow.
Teleporter. Yeah. And then I gotta get to work more on the PalMount edit that I'm putting out. The PalMount review that I need to post for the weekend. I've got some plans for the weekend that don't involve snowboarding. So I got a lot of work to do tomorrow in order to get a little ahead of the curve to post the PalMount video next week. So I unfortunately won't be riding anywhere tomorrow. but I will be mentally riding as I'm going through a bunch of footage.
Shredding the keyboard.
Yeah, shredding the keyboard. Shredding the ivories.
Yeah.
That was a different type of keyboard.
Oh, dang it.
But digital, I would love to get up to Beaver soon. So hopefully we can get some turns when we do. Wes says no riding in Texas. Okay.
Okay.
We have one ski lift, but it's for mountain bike trails.
Oh, that's brutal.
That is brutal.
That's brutal.
Yeah. If there's like a freak accident snowstorm and it gets covered in snow, would they let you get on it?
Takeover. Full takeover.
And let it spin?
Yeah.
Flacky says, yo, what's up, Flacky?
Yo.
Good to see ya. Red says, Dan's note had me cracking up. Nice for the sticker order. Yeah, thanks for...
You telling jokes? You got... I'm going to have to order some stickers so I can get some jokes.
I think you heard the joke earlier. It's about the free snowboard. But yeah.
That's right.
Cameron says, no skiing in Texas. And the Hard Rock Ski Dome was canceled. Oh, bummer. It was planned to be built in Houston. So Hard Rock...
So that would have been like... that would have been
Hard Rock Cafe was going to build an indoor slope.
That's cool. But sad that it got canceled.
Well, that's a bummer. Yeah.
To be honest, I actually think it'd be pretty cool if there was some sort of indoor establishment in Salt Lake, just because, like,
dude, right?
Especially with the Olympics coming back,
like,
come on, like, let's get that happening. The one in New York,
Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, Big Snow, American Dream.
Yeah. I mean,
I would kill to have something like that.
It's so cool.
I would kill for it. Like,
even if we had a dry hill, it'd be fun.
Yeah, even a dry slope. Anything that I could actually use my edges in the summer would be greatly appreciated. If anybody out there's listening who has the influence or the funds or whatever it takes to get something like that going here.
Who knows the governor?
Yeah. I got sort of interviewed, not interviewed. I got pulled aside when I was at Woodward. Did I tell you about this? I was at Woodward hitting the foam pit like 2 months ago, maybe 3 at this point.
Okay.
And some lady came up to me and she wanted to ask me a ton of questions about the rollerboards going to the foam pit. And she was like, would you be interested in a dry slope? Have you heard of this dry slope company? Blah, blah, blah. And it was basically like,
were they taking surveys at Woodward? Like, was Woodward doing this? Or was she like...
She did not work for Woodward.
Okay.
She worked for some Chinese company that makes dry slopes.
Oh.
And it was like some new technology with like a mushroom shape.
Okay.
I saw a clip of this actually online recently. And she was asking me if I thought people would be interested in a dry slope here in the summer. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. But basically it was like a competitor company. And they said that they were going to try to build like an action sports hub similar to Woodward with a dry slope. But I have no idea how serious she was and everything. She showed me like a Instagram account that they had and all, but it was like all in Chinese. I couldn't read it. And
oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it got me semi excited for the possibility of a dry slope in the summer.
When we're 50.
Yeah. But an indoor snow globe would be even better. Yeah. Maybe Vegas could do it. I mean, they got the Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock Casino down there.
Yeah.
I would drive
3 hours.
Whatever it is. I think it's 6, but.
To Vegas? I guess I'm thinking
so.
I've gone from St. George before, so.
Yeah, I think that's from closer. Here it's 6 hours. But anyway, bummer that was canceled for Texas. Nick says Pow Mau. Yeah.
Did they get favored in the storm at all?
I think they did.
Nice.
The forecast said that for today's storm, they were going to get hit well.
Awesome.
On up in snow.
Nick, did you ride Pow Mau today, or will you be riding Pow Mau tomorrow?
Or are you just excited for the review video?
Ooh, that too. Then we all get to ride Pow Mau.
Flacky says, show the dead cat on the mic. Yeah, it's good. My biggest gripe, though, is why did they not make it black? We talked about this today, and Austin was like, oh, once it gets filled with snow, it won't matter anyway. And like, okay, kind of cute, like joke. But yeah, like I wish this thing was black because it would just blend in with the jacket a lot better. And then the whole front of it, they made this weird, like clear, like N64 Nintendo controller.
It looks awesome.
I guess it's okay. I don't know. But for like something you want to be discreet and like blend in, it's not that discreet.
No.
I could just throw some electrical tape or some gaff tape on this to cover it up. But yeah, that's the dead cat. And it's kind of cool. It just snaps into the headphone jack, or sorry, the mic jack, I should say, for like if you want to plug in a lapel.
Oh.
And that like locks in.
That is pretty cool.
If you can see that. And it just kind of snaps in place and it stays there. So it works well, it seems. But for whatever reason, yeah, they wanted to make it like frosted gray.
I guess kind of like their, the rest of their brand.
I suppose.
Where it's like they're creating a highlight. But yeah, black would have been.
Yeah, but for mics, like, why wouldn't you make it, or at least sell a black one and sell a white one?
Yes, totally.
Or have it come with one and sell the other. But don't go in the middle.
It's like a little cartoon character. He needs some eyes on it.
I agree. Yeah, I'm never going to unsee that now.
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to see like a little minion or something.
Walking along.
But it works. It seems to work really well. Roland says, Austin, end plans.
Any plans for a split board?
To make a split board.
Yeah.
We answered this, Roland. Just kidding. Roland's on the East Coast, by the way.
Right.
We'll give him some credit.
It's even later there.
It's very late for him right now.
Roland, we do have plans for split board. I wanted to make something that was its own model, and we've done other of our boards in splits as customs for people who have inquired, and those generally also take a little bit longer to develop, just to make sure that we get them right. But we do have a dedicated split that is being worked on, and as I mentioned, it's like when sometimes when someone expresses interest in it, it enables us to kind of dedicate more time to getting it out there. So it looks a lot like the Rover with a longer nose and some more early rise and just better transition points for being a little bit more flowy, and camber for some good uphill power. So and for anybody who doesn't know what the Rover looks like, since we haven't posted it on the website yet. That horse.
It's still sort of a prototype.
Yeah. It's
which is why it's not been listed on the website. But that's what the Rover looks like.
That's what the Rover looks like.
Yeah, very cool. So hopefully that helps Roland. There's custom splits available. Production one will probably be like next season, most likely, right?
Yeah. I'd like to spend a lot of time on it this spring, just trying to, I think the hard thing to nail with splits is making sure that you have the uphill ascent correct. And, one thing that I like to champion in a lot of our boards is that we have a really good, rigidity and dampness through the board, in the sense that the nose doesn't just flop, right? And you'll notice on some splits that come from boards that are a little looser, you just get a lot of wiggle in the nose and the tail. And so I want a good amount of camber and a stiff nose, so that that thing just kind of powers you uphill, and it's not just working your legs every time that it's wiggling.
Yep.
But then you can also go too stiff.
That's true.
Enter my landing craft.
Hunter says you should totally go to Brighton on Sunday. I'm heading up, and it would be dope to meet you. Oh man, I'd love to. I won't be here. I won't be in Salt Lake on Sunday, unfortunately. Been watching for a while. I learned first season, and thanks for the help. Awesome, man. Oh, cool. I guess you started writing first season. Very cool. But yeah, unfortunately, I won't be here on Sunday. But maybe Austin could catch a lap.
Probably not.
Sorry.
But I wish I could.
I'll be getting back in town Sunday night. But if you'll be around Monday, I'm probably going to try to ride Monday. Roland says, did he have a gimbal or freehand it? Talking about Evan. He freehanded and had some tripod stuff.
And he also had he had a cage on his camera with a back handle.
Yep.
I didn't see him specifically using that, but
yeah, I think I saw him use it once today. But
a cool
last
rig.
week when we were at Solitude, he set up the tripod a few times. And today, I don't think he used the tripod. I think he just freehanded his Canon. He has a gimbal. Last time I was with him last week, he said I wasn't charged up. And I kind of forgot to ask him about it today, but it was just like puking snow. And I feel like that's probably not the best environment for a gimbal. I could be wrong. But yeah.
It only greases it.
He freehanded it today. All aboard, no brakes. What's up, dude?
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm pumped to go to the Bird for the first time ever
in a
tomorrow.
while.
Nice.
Staying at the
Yeah.
Jordan. Cool.
Very cool.
How early do I have to leave in order to beat traffic? Tomorrow I would leave early.
Yeah.
They're going to send out a powder alert in the morning. You know, they got a lot of snow. I would probably also, based on the conditions that we saw at the end of the day, I would try and go first lap tram. If you get up there earliest, you can go tram or Peruvian, just because of Peruvian was closed for a little bit midday, and our last lap out, of course, there was a couple hours left in the day.
Yeah,
it had refilled in so nicely.
I would say if you're staying by the aquarium, I would try to leave by 7 the latest. Would you agree?
A 6:30.
Yeah, I think 6:30 is a better bet. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I just think tomorrow's going to probably be busy traffic wise. You know, I think a lot of people are going to be interested in heading up. Today's storm was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's Friday versus Saturday, so there's still some people that got to work, but man, it's surprising how many people just don't work or are on vacation or take the day off.
The last week when we went and rode, or 2 weeks ago when we went and rode a Friday at the Bird, we got to the canyon at 7, and I parked on the highway.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
You found your little sneaky spot.
Yeah.
It's got a sneaky spot.
Yeah. So I would try to leave by 6:30 if you can. Yeah. It's a bit rough, but it would probably be worth it, especially if you're trying to make your first lap a really good one.
So bring breakfast or get breakfast at the mountain.
Yeah. I mean, if you get up there that early, there is a little bit of time to kind of meander and maybe go to General Grits and get a breakfast burrito or something. So if you get up there early, like, it's kind of nice because then you can sort of relax a little bit, like, while you're there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not all stress, just getting up there bright and early. Cool. So we'll try to wrap up the last couple questions, guys. It's 9:08.
No resort in Boise, nothing to see here. I love it.
Nice. No
snow at Baker. I saw a chair. I saw a picture from Chair 6 yesterday, and that was sad to see. And I heard that they canceled LBS this year, which is now the second time in the last. I mean, the first time was because of COVID, and this is, it's a low snow year, and it's a big freaking bummer.
Cam says, "Yep, I'll send you the link." I think he's talking about the snow globe, the Hard Rock.
Cool.
Something about that. Wes says they have had talks for years about an indoor place in Texas, but it always falls through. That's a bummer. Vegas has Lee Canyon. Yes, it does. That's true. Not an indoor, but yeah, it's like right outside of Vegas-ish. Hunter says it's about 4 hours, 3 to St. George, 1 to Vegas. Is that true? I thought it was longer than that. I thought it was like 5 or 6 last I looked, but I could be wrong.
The former CEO of Aspen's trying to build almost a dozen indoor places.
Oh, wow. Interesting. What's up, Gary, by the way? Good to see you in the chat, Gary. Actually, it's called Alpine X, and the CEO is the former CEO of those Great Wolf Lodge indoor water parks. Huh.
Okay.
Cool. That kind of makes sense.
Any chains for all 4 tires?
Flacky says.
No. I mean, chains required for vehicles with 2-wheel drive. I don't know that they require vehicles for 4-wheel drive.
So here's the deal. You are supposed to have either chains or dedicated snow winter tires. But you have to have 4-wheel drive to not use the chains. And you have to have winter tires. Does that make sense? I feel like
yeah. I
feel like
it's mud and snow. You need mud and snow or winter rated tires for driving on an all wheel, or you need chains.
Yeah. So if you have all wheel drive / 4-wheel drive, then you can get away with dedicated winter tires, obviously that have good tread on them. And that's totally legal. That's totally fine. And if you don't have all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, if you got rear or front-wheel drive, then you have to have chains. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
So hopefully that clears things up a little bit.
Sal's got a good point. No school tomorrow, kids.
Oh, because it's President's Day on Monday, right? Yeah, no school for kids tomorrow.
So leave at 6:30.
So parents have to stay home. So they take the kids up. Yeah, so if there's no school tomorrow, probably be a lot of people coming up tomorrow. So definitely 6:30 I would leave the valley, no later than that. But I do think the good news is, like with the snow tapering off and all that, there shouldn't be road closure tomorrow morning.
No, there wasn't one today, and that was great. I mean, I really expected to at least get an advisory alert saying like maybe
that it might close.
When I was up there on Sunday, they had a whole spotting crew on the deck of the tram, and then when I was driving down Canyon, they had a bunch of staters and response crew, and they were all knocking up. So I wasn't sure if they were going to drop a cornice or like what was happening. But they were, but they never closed the canyon, but something was going on.
When we left the bird today, we parked over by entry 4 and they had the avalanche.
That's right.
What do you call them?
The gates closed to Alta.
Going up to Alta.
So you could have taken bypass.
That was interesting.
But they're not allowing you to drive in front of
theoretically. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good point. So thanks for bringing that up, Sal. For tomorrow. Earlier the better tomorrow, I think. See you out there. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
I hope to see you out there. It says, good evening, fellas. Love the channel and all the content. New to Utah area and considering moving to a step 1, step in type binding. Any advice? Okay. Well, my first question, apparently I gave that a thumbs up while I scratched my head. My first question to you would be, how long have you been snowboarding? Are you kind of new to it, or have you used strap bindings for a while and are you comfortable with them? If you are comfortable with strap bindings and you like them, then I'd say there's not a whole lot of incentive to get into the step-ins, in my opinion. Everybody has a different opinion. A lot of people love them. But if you're more new to snowboarding and you like the idea of ease of access, or if you've got mobility issues or something like that, then it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, 48, intermediate, 10 years,
okay.
A few times a year. I mean, honestly, I think to me, who seems to have the most ease of entry right now is Burton. When it is just a tradition, like you are just stepping on. Nidecker's system is really interesting. I like that it has, over the top straps. There's Clue, which is, another kind of hybrid approach. But, I talked with somebody recently who was like nearly not snowboarding because of some back issues. And they love their Burton step-ons. It's not the binding for me right now.
Yeah.
But chat at me in, another 15 years and maybe maybe I like just stepping in.
And maybe by 15 years from now, they'll be so much better and more refined. I just found that the performance was lacking for me. They didn't feel very secure, and I didn't feel confident in my riding.
What would you say if you're going up a few times a year, but you want, that like the convenience factor, and you're riding groomers, you're like,
you might like them. I'd say if possible, try to demo them, depending on where you live. Burton does do demos from time to time. And like I was just up at Brighton a few weeks ago, and they had a big demo day at Brighton with a bunch of tents, a bunch of different brands. And Burton was there, and they had a bunch of boots and a bunch of step-ins. And they were demoing them out for people to try for free. I've seen them do demos at the Bird too. So I'd say if you can try them. I know it's not always an option for some people, depending on where you live, though. So that's a bummer if you can't. But I don't know. I liked the Supermatics personally better than the Burton step-ons, because I liked the flexibility. I liked the performance that you got from them. They felt like a better performing binding to me. Like I could charge a lot harder with them and ride the way I usually ride with them. Whereas with the Supermatics, whereas with the Burton step-ons, I felt like my riding felt a little unfamiliar.
On the observer side of that,
on the Burtons,
I would say that ease of entry on the Burtons looks a little bit smoother. And if it is a concern of like, mobility or like whatnot, the Supermatics, like you do have to kind of, do a forward lean and stick your foot in
a little bit,
pop it down. Like, but
it does seem
to the straps is pretty sweet.
The Supermatics do seem to take a little bit more gracefulness, a little bit more balance, I guess, like getting into and out of maybe. But our homie Donovan is, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, 58, I believe.
He loves them.
And he loves them.
That's
and
true.
He's so good at them now. He says, like, after using them for a few days, like he's gotten really fast in and out of them. And I just love the fact that you can use any boot you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Any boot.
Yeah. And I like that.
That's such a trade-off with the Burton system.
Yep.
You're very limited.
You're locked in
with what kind of boots you can get. They are branching out to other models a little bit. You can get like DCs and stuff now, but
hey, I just hope it creates a good competition and that we see some interesting innovations coming up, right? It's like I think Karakoram could be working on something cool in that aspect, just with how their lock system works already for their splits.
But anyway, I hope that all helps. I personally would not invest in a step-in system until I could try it, but that's me. Salka says might be more busy. Yep. All Board No Breaks says thanks for the advice, boys. Yeah, man.
Totally.
Thanks for being here.
While you're in town, if you want to demo something, let us know.
Yeah. Speaking of demoing boards, unfortunately, Austin doesn't have step-in bindings, but if you want to demo a Lunar, hit him up on Instagram at
we got
lunar.mfg.
And we got a contact page on the website.
And a contact page on
scheduling them.
lunarsnowboards.com. Terminator says, when does spring-like conditions start in Utah? April, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes like last week, there was a day that was pretty springy.
True.
I mean, you get days that are like, sun-baked. Like Mineral can feel like spring in the middle of January sometimes. But slush party, April.
Yeah, mostly April, like mid-April, sometimes early April, but usually mid-April.
I'd say that's around the time when it stops freezing overnight, where you don't have to worry about like the morning crust.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's when a lot of resorts start shutting down in Utah, which is always like my Achilles heel here, man. It's like such a bummer because there's usually plenty of snow. But resorts will start to shut down just because they don't think it's profitable to keep operations going, because it's mostly season pass holders coming at that point, and people aren't spending money on day tickets and spending money on food and stuff like that. But most resorts,
I hope we see more Millie Meltdown.
Yeah,
one lift, concessions, people support them with
Millie at Brighton was open last season all the way until Memorial Day. Now, granted, it was the legendary record-breaking snowfall year. But they said they're going to try to do it if they can again.
Yeah, even in a small, couple weeks past normal closing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. But most places are open until roughly the end of April around here.
Yeah, Cameron also just made a good point that the Forest Service, when resorts sit on leased land, right? You've got a window of time that you are leased for operation. And it has to do a lot with
I've heard
wildlife, and
I've heard some of that is wildlife, but I've also heard some people who work in the industry say that it has to do with insurance policies, and that resorts pay for an insurance policy for liability, etc., and all that, and usually
and that premium's dictated on how long the season. Yeah.
So
totally,
they can't afford to stay insured past their projected date or whatever that is.
Yeah,
I've heard that as well too.
There's a lot of minutia,
but then there's places like High Cascade. Just saying.
It's expensive.
Yes, yeah, actually.
But Timberline runs its one lift until Labor Day usually.
Yeah. And B Shide 06
Oh, yeah,
says
Breckenridge
Breckenridge is great.
Great. It's snowing right
It's snowing right now.
Right on.
Awesome. Love to hear that. Glad Breck and Rado's getting the snow. We talked about see you out there's comments.
Step-ins are nice. Annoying is on steep stuff, and then you gotta bend down.
Terminator says you have to bend down lower than regular bindings to take them off, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
That's true. I will say, like, we talked to Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp, and he's rocking the Clues this year. Love Clue or hate Clue. And one point he mentioned is the release thing is like at the top of the high back to get out, which is kind of cool. You don't have to bend down very far because the handle to release them is like 2 or 3 inches above the high back. So
I've also seen people with some of the step-ons. They put a little leash on it.
Oh, really?
And I saw a guy. Cute. He had a leash on his lever in the back, and he had it attached to the belt loop on his jacket. So he just reached down, pop.
All right.
Yeah,
that's an idea. Just don't snag that on a tree branch or anything. You're gonna have a bad time.
So long, farewell.
Speaking of which, it is about that time.
Roland wants his white VOs. I want mine too.
Nice.
I want mine too.
Yeah, they're coming. I've seen some test product, and I've seen them with my own hands. In my own hands, white gloves, not board progression ones. In fact, I don't think they even had any logo on them. But I've seen white gloves.
Samples.
Yeah, Eric has them at his house, dude. They
Eric.
look pretty cool. Speaking of which, I just got a pair of orange and black 5-finger gloves that look really sick. The knuckle pad gloves. And black and orange. They look really cool.
Cool.
I'll have to bust those out soon, but they don't have the board progression logo, so that's a bit of a trade-off.
Have a good night, Roland. It was good chatting with you, man.
Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else that we missed before we sign off. The USFS also requires. Yeah, you mentioned that, Cameron. I guess that's it. Yep. Hey, the boys are back. Ride Vibes. Sorry, Ride Vibes. We're just getting ready to sign off, but thank you for dropping in to say hi. Smash the like button, everybody. Yeah, appreciate it. We're up to 20 likes. Let's see if we can get to 25 before we end it. When you boys hitting up Nordic and Cherry, says Cameron. When can you venture north?
When can I venture north?
Yes.
When can I venture north?
When can you spend a little more than a half day riding?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. We're going up to Cherry Beaver in 2 weeks.
I have let's say after what's the weekend that falls after the 22nd? I have I got a deadline I'm trying to get done by then. So
okay. The weekend after the 22nd.
Yeah, so like
the 29th or the 20
sometime like maybe this week or like right after this, like March.
So maybe March 1st.
Yeah.
March 2nd.
Maybe 4th, Monday. That's a good day. Mondays are great days.
All right, so potentially March. I think realistically, with everything I've got in my schedule too, March is probably looking like the better month. But I just know March comes and goes really fast, and then before you know it, bam, like resorts are closing. So it's got to happen in March if it's gonna happen. It's got to happen by March, I should say. So we'll say tentatively that's what we're trying to do. Cool. Terminator says I got a lunar board saving.
Wow, really? What? Which one did we send? Which one?
Which board? Yeah. And Cameron said, "Did you hit up the owner of Pebble Creek?" No.
Nice.
I have not yet. Yeah, I should. And Terminator has a dark side.
Well, I can't wait to see it back in its home territory. I always love when boards go out of state and then come back.
Nice. Cameron just dropped a super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says thanks for the
Terminator. Email. Is that Ryan?
Might be.
Let's see.
No, it's Arnold.
It's Arnold. No, okay.
Zach.
Oh, yeah, man.
Nice.
How's it going?
That's awesome. Right on.
That was a fun board to build, man.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I hope you love it, dude. I think the next board I'm either going to ride is going to be the Landing Craft or the 58 Dark Side. I'm trying to go through the quiver for you guys. The video dropping next week and the one we shot for tomorrow. I'm on the Warp, but trying to do everything in the fleet.
Heck yeah.
Besides the Dark Side. I love the Dark Side to death. But trying to ride everything. So thanks, Cameron, for that super chat. Thanks for the awesome engagement as always. And yeah, thanks everybody else. Terminator says
Zach went to Vale, Aspen, and Steamboat. Nice, you made it back out to Steamboat. I think you head there annually, don't you? Right on. Weather conditions. Hope they were good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for being here, Austin.
Yeah.
Hope you guys like the video tomorrow. I'm really impressed with this mic, like I said. So hope you guys like the audio quality and the video tomorrow, uncut, raw, and full edit drops next week. As I mentioned, the Pall Mall review video will drop next week as well. And we got merch for anybody in the last live chat who didn't know that we had merch. We got
merch. We got good merch. We got sweaters, got hats.
Always linked below. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies.
Yeah, underwear yet?
Maybe. You have to check the website.
If you could do underwear with an upside down B on the butt cheeks.
A sideways B.
A sideways B.
That's a good idea.
Don't put me in charge of your
dropping
merch, man.
Fall 2024.
Dropping.
You heard it here first, guys.
He's dropping undies.
All right, guys. Dropping undies. That sounds not right. That sounds like something completely different. All right. Well, on that note, we'll end it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the super chats.
Zach, when you get here in March, hit us up.
Sweet. All right, guys. We're signing off. See you in the next one. Keep progressing. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.